Good morning, everybody, and welcome. It is a Tuesday morning, 22nd of June. It's pretty nippy in Johannesburg. Wherever you are, hopefully you're warm. Nico and I are reporting in for duty for a Vaal race meeting today that we actually haven't chatted, actually. We've been chatting about other things before we've gone on air, but I'm about to find out what Nico thinks of the card because there's some big fields and some fillies and mares. Nico, what did you think of it overall?
It was okay. I didn't find it too bad. Competitive towards the end. The other day we did it on Sunday was just all the favorites. I mean, it's very rare for you and me to agree on favorites.
Yes.
And how was Reunion's win? I mean, we both suggested that he was back to his best, and that was awesome win by that horse. I mean,
yeah, he's a nice horse. He wasn't a nice horse for punters early on, but he's learned his trade.
But it's amazing. It's amazing that day in that small field where we said we didn't like him and he ran 4th of 5. And then we went for him on Sunday and he won. So, yeah, it's all about reading horses and their progress in their careers and so forth. And, yeah, mostly favorites on Sunday. The bookmakers, I think, took a lashing. So let's see what happens today and whether we can get it right in terms of a price booster.
Okay, yeah, and let's hope wherever you are, if you follow our price booster, that you've got some credit in your account. Now, let's move on to the first race of the day, Nico. There's just 2 scratchings on the card. Maybe we should deal with them first of all.
Yeah, just 2 scratchings, and it is race 3, number 6, Earl of Cardigan. That would be one that Mike Rishworth would be having a few round on. And then race 6, number 5, Pindam Zala. That's out. Race 6, number 5, Pindam Zala scratched. I say that because, of course, he was a favourite. He was a Cardigan man.
That's one of the funnest chirps you've said on the show. I mean, he's back in South Africa now, Mike, isn't he?
Yes.
And,
yes, he is.
We wish him well. You never know. He might appear again on our channel. As it turned out, again, a little bit like Reunion, turned out to be one of the best racing administrators we've had.
Correct. Over the years, it just shows you what depths you can go to.
Absolutely. So, yeah, he didn't go to Reunion. He went to Mauritius. But anyway, right.
Reunion Island, yeah.
So you're going to show the betting, Nico. Oh, I wanted to tell punters, we're going to try something new today, which I sprang on, Nico. That's what we were talking about before we came on here. I said, we're going to build a PA. We're going to build a place accumulator as we go on, because 1 or 2 punters are saying, give us a few numbers. And we're going to do that in the form of a PA. But this first race, Nico, Wings of Nike, or Winds of Nike if you prefer, 11 to 10. You're the expert in these little races. What did you think?
Yeah, well, she was scheduled to run some time back again. And the money came for her. I think she's been scheduled to run twice, and both times money came for her, and both times she was scratched. The fact is that it's a filly up against the Colts. She receives 2.5 kilos. Therefore, if she is a speedster, she's going to get that weight allowance as a precocious animal, and that is always helpful. Just a plethora of winners from the pedigree, Neil. Daughter of Vaal. The mother actually won over a mile only one time. But she's had 11 runners, murmuration, 11 runners, 9 winners. So 9 out of 11 foals that have won, including Captain's Lullaby, Translator, who won twice, the full sister Translator won twice over 14 and 1500 meters. And then Vibration is a full sister, 4 wins, 11 places between 1,000 and 1,200. And then Mambo Mine, you know Mambo Mine?
Yes.
That's the half sister by Mambo in Seattle. And she's won 4 times between 14 and 1,800 meters. So she has got a stout pedigree, does Wings of Nike. And the fact that she's been backed and scratched on a couple of occasions means that I think that she's one to look out for. Elysian Chief, for our good friend Corey Lensley, is the second favorite at 12 to 10. He's got the form, but he's got to ship 2.5 kilos to Wings of Nike, and that's going to be the difference, I think, at the end of the day. And then also, I wanted to mention number 5, Wave Warrior. The fact that Muzi Yeni isn't riding this is significant, because Muzi would ride for the Wenzels and match it, and he's hopped aboard Elysian Chief. So one would think Elysian Chief is better than Wave Warrior, just on the jockey.
Yeah, I think pedigree-wise, he probably needs a bit of ground. I mean, he's out of an Eliador mare.
That's what I was saying. So I looked that up, Neil. So all the siblings win over further. Rapid Flow between 2,000 and 2,400. Showgunner, Distance Horse, Saltwater Girl between a mile and a half. They all win over a mile and plus. And the Mother Surfers I won over 1,900 meters with 5 places over distance. So Wave Warrior, I think, is looking for ground. We'll watch him today, maybe running on. So it's basically the top 2. Brief Crusade has been gelded, hence he's shortened in the market a little bit, but the stable's a bit flat. Roy Magna, they're a bit flat. They fancied the others, some others the other day. They didn't run well. So let's see what happens. But
okay, well,
the race will behave.
Because today, just broadly speaking, it'll be nice to welcome back Corey Lindsley in the winners enclosure, having relocated back to Johannesburg. But there's also, I couldn't believe I saw Mark Kahn is riding. So we wish Mark all the best in the return to the irons today. I mean, that's been quite a lengthy process.
I think he had a ride last week as well. So he tends to come back and forth, and he's been in touch with me, actually.
Okay.
He's been messaging me about asking me how I am and that, which is very nice of him. And, I wish him all the best. He's a top rider. Just hope he gets back to peak fitness, both him and Waishong Mawing. They're both very, very good riders. And I just hope they get back to peak fitness and ride some winners.
Okay, right. Let's go on to race 2. This is a maiden juvenile plate for fillies, exclusively 1,000 meters. And I saw some familiar names in the ownership here, obviously the ones you'd expect. But Keenan Jansen's got a share in number 4, Queen of the North. Warship, we know, is the Rouse and Drakenstein, the 2, Lucy English. But I liked a bit of a horse here, but there's no money for it. Number 8, What a Miracle, I liked, Nico, because it ran behind your horse Under Your Spell. But it's opened up 3-1, blown out to 9-2. So no money for What a Miracle at all. And an odds-on favourite. What did you think?
I don't think she's odds-on. She should be odds-on. I mean, she ran second to Cold Fact, fair enough. But if you study your form and look around at it, What a Miracle, Neil, is just as strong as her on form line, running behind Under Your Spell. And then she's by What a Winter. The other one's by Coup de Gras. I don't think you can compare the two, really. And then the last horse in the card is Winter Renegade, Neil, and there's been money for that. Look at that shortening in from 8.5 into 6s. What a Winter out of Seminole. The mother won twice over sprints. She's a half sister to Rebel Renegade, Neil.
Yes.
Who was a sprinter, won 5 times. And a half sister to Vars Vicky.
Yep. Yeah. So
2014-50. So watch Winter Renegade, Neil. That's the one that I think might even shorten further. I don't think this is cut and dried. I don't think Warship is a 17 to 20 chance.
Now, I agree with you. So we've got to piece together this PA. I had written down, I'm going to brass the 2, Lucy English, because I don't know enough about her. So I was going to go 6, 7, 8, 9 in the first leg. I don't know whether that's too wide, but you want to narrow that down because there's been money for the 6 as well. Do we need that? I suppose that's a United States. If it's anything like Sheila, it'll win.
Yeah, and the mother won 5 times, 1,000 to 1,400 meters. Half sister to Delicacy, who runs in the Eastern Cape for Alan Greff. She's a 4-time winner. I think with Lorena on, Lorena doesn't often ride for Roy Magna, but obviously he rides a lot for Lawrence Werner. So I would think, my tendency is to go 7, 8, and 9 personally, but I'm happy with 6, 7, 8, and 9. It's wide, but I think you're going to double up at worst.
Let's stick to 7, 8, and 9. We can always come back to that because that's the whole point of building a PA. We'll build it as we go along. And we don't have the benefit of being half an hour before post time and having a look at the follow-throughs on betting support, all horses going down to the start, which would be a nice thing to do. But and we could do that if we were live streaming today, but we're not. So we have to do a bit of guesswork in their opening legs, so perhaps 7, 8, and 9. Okay, Nico, let's move on because I think we've got, unless you wanted to add anything there.
No, it was just that. The 4 Queen of the North is a daughter of What a Winter. She ran 9 lengths back on debut. She could well improve on that 9 lengths, Neil. But she's outside at 33-1. So I think there's more to come from the 8 What a Miracle. And I'm looking forward to seeing number 9 Winter Renegade run.
Okay, perfect. Okay, moving on to race 3 then. And well, here I don't think we need to worry too much about going out the PA. I wouldn't have thought so. The question is, do we bank at the 5 or do we put in the 4? Because to me, on paper, it looked a bit like a 4 and 5 race. Of course, General Hancock, there might be money for that. That's a What a Winter. Lawrence Verners and Harry Wilson involved there. But at this stage, it's from 4-1 to 9-2. Your thoughts here?
Neil, so I'm going to suggest Dice wins. Never No Way is obviously the danger. Now, the sire, No Nay Never, was more effective sprinting, Neil, produced more winners sprinting than over distance. But the mother, Neil, ran over a mile 2 furlongs. That was its distance, the mother, Dane Street. She ran at least a mile 1 furlong. That was the minimum trip she ran over. This No Nay Never, by the way, is the sire of Alcohol Free, who won during the week at Royal Ascot last week.
Wow.
Won the Coronation Stakes, won the Group 1 Coronation Stakes for Andrew Balding and Ocean Murphy. So extremely well-bred horse. I don't think Dice can miss the places, Neil.
Well, now you've told me that about the pedigree, Nico, I'm happy to bank a Dice. I'm actually on the PowerPoint page bankering number 5 as we speak. So
yeah, I'm going to bank a Dice. I don't think there's much in it. The first timers do hold the key to being the dangers. General Hancock's a 2-year-old son of What a Winter. He's the half brother to Magic Mila out of Captain and Neil. She only won 1 time. So yeah, I'm happy with Dice as a banker here.
Yeah, I mean, if punters wanted to go a little bit wide in the PA, what they could do is they could put in number 6, Earl of Cardigan, in which case you'd double up in the PA because obviously Dice is going to be favourite. So if you wanted to cover, you could go 4, 5, 6. But what Nico's told me with pedigree-wise, I'm more than happy to bank a 5 Dice. And I banker in the bipot as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a banker.
Okay, right. Let's move on to the 4th race, Nico. And this is a maiden plate fillies and mares. Well, Dancing Arabian has had 14 tries. This is try number 15. And Lady of the Flame is trying for the 11th time to win a race. It's not going to take much winning, I don't think, this race, Nico. There's some very well-tried horses. I liked one horse in particular, but I'd like to hear what you're going for, because we've got a lot of 2-year-olds. So on the final page of this computer form, they're all 2-year-olds. What do you think?
Well, let's start with the 8 Global Louise. The mother had 6 runners, 3 winners: Balance Sheet, Leilani, and Seattle Sound, I think it is. They won between 1,200 and a mile. She's by Global View as Global Louise. They put the tongue down first time around, so obviously that one's got issues. The 10 McKenna Sky, Neil,
Yes,
is a half sister to MK's Pride, being
right.
out of Ikimatu. You know, she's by Act of War, so that could attract big support today, and it has already. McKenna Sky, half sister to MK's Pride. The 9 Honey Bunny is a half sister to Nikki New, who is an accomplished sprinter, won 5 times. Nikki New in the Mike Mort colours, I think. She ran down in the Western Cape. 13 Queen Theodora, the mother won between 1,200 and 1,800. She's a daughter of Elusive Fort. I think she's looking for further. Yeah, and that's about it. So the interesting first timer is the 10 McKenna Sky, a half sister to MK's Pride, who's by Willow Magic. That's the interesting one of the first timers to see how she goes. Of the race runners, Neil, I think the 1 and the 2 are the principal runners. 11 Meteoric, the 2-year-old filly by Pomodoro. She's out of a good mess with Sarah, who won 5 times over the sprinting trips. And Neil, a huge roughie to run a place maybe is Yanni Borman's horse, Stormy Weathers, the 5, which I've been for before.
Your blinkers on, eh?
It's got blinkers on today, at 33.3 to 1. Don't know what that means, but and 4 to 1 a place. I think that's a nice place horse. May run in there.
Well, I didn't like this race at all. So I don't know what we're going to do with the PA. We might have to come back here. I want to go a little bit wide in this race because, as I mentioned,
what did you like? You seem to like something here.
Well, I liked a bit of the 7, Hey Gorgeous, and I know it's a Zimbabwean pedigree, and I wondered if you would remember, because the Stonebridges have had that family. I remember Mother Bronwyn, and
she hasn't run for 11 months. That's the only thing.
It is a problem, and now we're stuck here, of course, trying to guess her well-being, and there hasn't been any money for her. So,
well, let's have a look in the front of the form, because normally when they rested that long, they do make a comment. So let's see what Dory Sham says. Hey Gorgeous, first run after a long break, may need. First run after a long break, may need, it says.
Yeah, well, she's entitled to need it, but I mean, it's not a strong field at all.
No.
Well, I suppose we've got to take our chances with McKenna Sky. I mean, it is Paul Peter, it is Kennedy, and it is MK's Pride, and it's a very weak field. I mean, she should be effective here. She really should.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, she should. I think we need a couple here.
Okay. Well, let's come back. And so, would you go for another first timer, or?
No, I think just McKenna Sky of the first timers, Neil.
Okay, and you prefer the 1 to the 2, do you? Oh, and you yeah. Anyway,
wow.
Well, let's come back to it and see how much the horse is going to cost. Because at the moment we've got 3 horses by banker, so it's not exactly costing a lot of money just yet. So let's come back to that race and we'll see. I mean, Dancing Arabian, you've been for many times.
Well, I went for last time. I broke my duck on Dancing Arabian, but I think it's got a chance again today.
Especially with the blinkers and Gavin Doreen back on,
Yeah, they put the blinkers on it. It could be a proposition today, so I would like to put that in. Let's go to race 5, is it? And have a look here, and we'll come back to that one. So Grimaldi is 15 to 10. No blinkers for Grimaldi. They've taken the blinkers off this one.
Yeah.
Didn't really particularly run well with him. Brenner Pass is 5 to 2, and I'm not mentioning the next horse. That's 11 to 2. And Believed in the Future 6 to 1. It's 7 after 1 bar those. I think Grimaldi, Neil, we've been for it many times before. Surely he's got to win today.
Well, he's proven very expensive. That's what I wrote here. Expensive to follow, and then a huge ring and a massive dot around the blinkers on last, i.e. that the blinkers have come off. And he is a dynasty, but he was poor last time. He fell away very tamely behind Power Ranger. I wouldn't want to banker him, Nico.
So the question is, who do you put in with it? So if you look at the 9 on the warpath, just as a matter of interest, I mean, in the run to Catch the Green Light, Grimaldi beat on the warpath by 4 lengths, and they're the same weights. So I think that one is held.
I thought the only likely improver was the 2, Believe in the Future, because it's Gavin Lorena, and it's probably got the most scope. Although I do have a horse, Nico, here. I do have a horse, but I don't think it's a PA horse. It's an each-way horse. I'm going to have a little bit of a go at the placings on the bottom horse, the Boogeyman.
See, that horse goes to the front, Neil.
Yes, and it's been drawn poorly the last 3.
He goes to the front and he rolls, and then he stops the last bit.
Well, he might stop as Grimaldi goes past, but some of those other horses might not go past him.
But the Shadow Creek line, Grimaldi's got it beat by 5 3/4 lengths.
That's why I don't think he's a PA horse, but I think if Grimaldi's going to win or run second, the Boogeyman could, if he improves from that draw, could be 3 fine and running a dirty third.
I know you don't want to banker, but I think today's Grimaldi's day. Hey?
Okay. Well, let's.
You know, when I opened the card, I said maybe there's something to beat it because he's a bit of a brass and he finds something to beat him. But I can't find anything. Neil.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to banker because it's very thin, really. I mean,
we've been for a lot of these before, you know. As I said, the 6 we've been for, and I refuse to go for it ever again after the last run.
yeah.
The 2 I've been for before, it hasn't impressed me at all. It's a plodder. I've been for the 4.
Could the 5 Pride of Franschhoek be the improver then?
That could be. That could well be. Yes. I'd be prepared to say that could be. Yes. Parker Getrich has got our friend Mark Kahn on, and it's not drawn well. Parker Getrich.
I'm putting in banker 1. I
think banker the 1, Neil. I'm sorry, I'm putting you into it, and if it doesn't.
If it doesn't run a place, it must give up. I mean, we're just talking.
I'm backing it today to win. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
The lack of opposition, unfortunately, for the rest.
And that is
lack of
thing. Right.
Right. Here's where we get meaty. This is a lot meatier, this race. This is the merit rated 86 handicap. By the way, Pindam Zala is the scratching down at the bottom there, 25 to 1 is now out. So Pindam Zala is scratched.
Okay.
A lot of form to go through over here. This will take you a good hour or more to study if you go through all the form lines.
Which it did. I spent hours on this. I
ended up picking 4 horses, Neil.
Okay, well, let's see if we've got them in common because it's interesting. As you know, I studied the card back to front. So by the time I finished 8, 7, and 6, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, and
Neil, for some news, in race 4, number 5, Stormy Weathers has been scratched.
Oh, okay. So we can take that out.
Coughing. It's got COVID.
Race 4, Stormy Weathers is out.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, by the way, in this Builder PA, I put in that race now 1, 2, and 10. 2 and 10 in that race.
1, 2, and 10. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay.
Right.
I'd like you to add yours in, Neil, as well. Hey, gorgeous. I'm happy for you to add it in, but let's come back to it. Okay. So this race, Pindam Zala is scratched. So that my 4 horses are in numerical order, not in fancied order. In numerical order, number 1, Enjoy the View.
Yes.
For Gavin Marina and Bar and Burtis, despite the fact that it's carrying 60.5 kilos, because on its run to El Sakit is a potential sprinting star. That was a good run, and I think he's got a chance. The next number is number 10, Marengo.
Yeah.
Roy Magner and Brian Nyaw. I think this has got a big chance today. 10 to 1 in the market. There's been a bit of money for that. And then further down, right at the bottom, the 14, Country Squire, who's at 8 to 1, and the 15, Lord Grantham, who I think you might have been for before, who's at 25 to 1.
Yep. Well, I haven't done that
no way,
but I'll just show you. Well, I can't see.
No, we can't.
Going on with this thing, but yeah, I've got no weight, upset, and probably more importantly, the course and distance has had 3 runs over the course and distance, folks, and has won twice. And comes in very, very well on multiple form lines, which is why Nico likes it. He's obviously found those form lines. Nico, I don't like this race at all. I think you can get a bomb result here.
Yeah, so I think it's advisable to go wide in the exotics, Neil. I picked out 4 horses, and that those were my 4: 1, 10, 14, and 15.
I'm happy to go all of those. I want to add one more.
Yes,
if you don't mind, which is Marengo's stable companion, which is the 3, Winter Watch.
Yes, perfect. Filly.
Yeah. And initially I brassed her, and then I did a bit of studying in and around the race and worked out a couple of things. Most importantly, if I go back to her runs in January, these were in merit rated 96. Now that's against colts. Merit rated 96. This is at 86 fillies and mares. And after that, it ran in a fillies and mares 100. And it's been running in some nice races. and just again the course and distance. But the other thing is, Nico, I found interesting that Simanka Kamalo's only ever had one run for Roy Magner, well, in recent times anyway.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah, strange
booking.
And it was probably on this horse, Neil, because he rode this horse on the 10th of December. I think it was this horse.
It was this horse. Yeah. So interesting. So I don't know whether phone for the ride or Monty's phone for the ride, but anyway, I'm gonna ask to put that in.
Okay, you're gonna add that in. That's fine. 1, 3, 10, 14, 15. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Well, that was fairly easy, that race, as it turned out. So I'm going to build our PA and just go to that. So what are we saying? Just hang on. We've only got 10 minutes left. That's the problem with these build a PA.
Yeah.
Right. Carry on to the next race then. I'm just going to load.
Here's the next one. So Fillies and Mares 93 divided handicap over 1,200 meters. No scratchings here. They're betting 4-1 the field. I'm of the opinion that Greens is more a 5 furlong horse than a 6 furlong horse.
100%, Nico. That's exactly what I wrote.
I'm not going for that at all. I think that's it's a 1,000-meter horse. So I'm going, Neil, for the. I do like the second favorite with Gabriel Peterson on Kayla's Champ. I'm going to put that as one of mine. I like the 4 Anne Boleyn. The 6 May Queen comes in on multiple form lines as a big runner for Luke Ferraris. And funny enough, down near the bottom, the 10-1 chance Snow Symphony, Neil, who won its maiden beating Archer's Girl. She comes in very well in at 49 kilos. She could, again, blitz a trail over here. So those are my 4. 1, 4, 6, 11.
Okay, 1, 4, 6.
May Queen would probably be my roving banker today because I think she'll run a good race again.
Okay, I'm going to ask to go wide here. I'm no problem with your horses, but I'm going to put in two roughies. In particular, my roving banker. I mean, we're supposed to always race for these coffees. I don't think we ever keep track of what. Maybe we should start actually tracking the coffees. And I'll race for you because what price is your roughie? Your roughie is a bit shorter than mine, 9-2, May Queen.
Yeah,
I like 12 Oaks, and I tell you why. Partly I like it because fair play to Nathan Klink. He's been riding very well.
Very well, yes. He's ridden that horse last year twice, I think now.
Yeah, and I liked his performance. Normally I would consider that a question mark, but he's got to be riding with lots of confidence. And if I go back to multiple lines here with all sorts of horses, via, with the Muletta and Christmas Flower, for example, which you won't find in the collateral form lines. That's why I spent so long here. I had to go back to races before the collateral form lines. I think 12 Oaks is very well in here. I declare beforehand, I can't always catch St. John right. Sometimes I'm way off the mark with St. John. Other times I catch him, i.e. with Soul of Wit the other day. But I do want to put her in because of 52 kilograms. And then I'm just going to put in the Ashley Fortune runner, number 7, Letitia's Angel, because she's got some weight off the back, and I think she's got very similar form to Southern Charm. So I just want to put one of those 2 in, and I'm going to put that in. So bottom line is we're going to go a little bit wider there, but I agree with you. Let's try and beat Greens because I don't know if you can beat Greens out of the PA, but I definitely think that 1,000's her chop for sure.
Okay, so we're going to go wide there. I've told you what I like.
Yeah, give me those numbers because I'm busy typing them up. So
mine are 1, 4, 6, 11. Neil.
I must put in 1, 3 because I'm adding that 1, 3, 4.
1, 3. No, not 3. Did you like 3?
1, 7. 1. Okay, 1, 4.
6, 7.
6.
11 and 12.
7.
11 and 12.
11 and 12. I want to apologize to the viewers, but you can appreciate I can't type it up before we start because we don't know what the numbers are. Right, Nico, I've got that in. Next leg then, the last. And another tricky race in the last.
Very tricky race, Neil.
But I like the way we structured this PA because with the two bankers that we've decided to bank, it gives you a chance to load up in the last again.
I like two horses. I just hope you aren't going to mention a third horse who is running today, but I'm not mentioning.
No. I thought it was. I thought this is the day, and then unfortunately, I found out that you were talking about CU Tiger.
Yeah, I was talking about CU. I'm not mentioning it.
No,
it's another one that doesn't get a mention from me. I refuse to mention it. Sorry to our good friend Mr. Les Taylor.
Yes.
Who'd be shouted for Scotland the other day.
Yes.
When they drew. Yeah.
Very well.
But CU Tiger, I'm not mentioning. Well, I have mentioned it, but I'm not now. Anyway, so
Right.
I've got two horses here. I'm pretty confident that these two will run well today. Okay. My first horse is the Shambles Bat Out of Hell.
Right.
Who I like the winner of last time out. And funny enough, Neil, the half sister, Isi Vungu Vungu, was trained by Peter Muscat and ran 5th in the Alan Robertson.
Okay.
So the pedigree is good. Karari out of Miss Tweedy. And the other one is the 11 From Here to Eternity, who runs pretty well. The other one I did like was Big City Girl, Neil, the second favorite. But strangely enough, Krailing, I think, is injured, and he gets on well with this horse. I'm not saying that Munger doesn't. Munger's ridden it fairly well to a place, but I prefer if Krailing was on it. So I'm going here. For me, I don't know what you're going for, but I like the middle pips, 13-2 From Here to Eternity, and 9-1 Bat Out of Hell.
Well, I definitely liked From Here to Eternity as my first choice in the race, Nico. So you and I are in agreement there. I really like From Here to Eternity. It's on multiple form lines. It comes in exceptionally well.
I'm happy to go that horse. And are you happy to go that horse in the price booster? Or not?
Yeah, we can do. We can definitely do it. But there was another one earlier on. Didn't we have another one that we had in common? Which I was thinking maybe not. What did we do in race 6? Didn't we have a common horse there? Oh, Lord Grantham, or Country Squire, actually. But anyway, no. I'm happy to go From Here to Eternity. But I wanted to add a horse here, which is the 14 Greenhill with your friend Gabriel Peterson. Because it's also Paul Peter, and I quite like the last 2 runs. I think were below best, but Warren Kennedy obviously doesn't ride. But Gabriel Peterson now takes 4 kilograms off. It's drawn 17 to give me the green light, and I thought that maybe there was some improvement there. But yeah, I'm happy to take a chance, and I think it is a bit of a chance in the last race that we're going.
Yes, it is a bit of a chance. We're not going for the top 3. We're going for the 4th one as the first one.
But if we get that far, we'll take our chances that one of those 3 will run a place. 4, 11, and 14.
Yeah, I'm happy to go those 3 now.
Okay, let me then add those 4, 11, and 14 horses, and I'll try and show it, and then we'll see if I've got the right numbers. You might just have to double check because typing.
So while Neil's doing that, just very quickly, our price booster is going to be in that last race. It is number 11, From Here to Eternity, and we're just going to go at a win. I think the place will be even money, so maybe you want to go win in place then? Get some money back
yes, win in place definitely. I think it's got a chance.
So we'll go win in. Okay, we'll do it for a win and a place then. Race number 9, race 8 rather, and it's number 11, From Here to Eternity.
Nico, I think this perm works out to be 1,800. So I'm going to say 900 Rand for 50%, because that makes it somewhat reasonable. I mean, punters, if you want to spend 180 Rand, that'll give you 10%. We're hoping to double up as we go along the way. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to save.
It says less than a minute, Neil. So
oh, sure, but I better move then. Okay, waffle on quickly while I get this done.
Yeah. So that is our suggested place accumulator. I can't actually believe it's come to that much, because I thought we had a few bankers. I don't know if you've calculated correctly, but if it is 1,800, it is 1,800. But I thought there were a couple of bankers along the way. But
Okay,
anyway.
you know what I'm going to do, Nico? I
Yeah.
think because we've run out of time, what I'm going to do is I will tweet the numbers, and actually I'll put it on the front of the page, so hopefully you can see it.
Perfect.
Because we've
Our
run.
next show is on our next show is on Thursday, when we'll be back for more Vaal racing.
Wonderful. Nico, thanks very much. So we'll tweet those PA numbers, but we've gone through them. I think you've got the numbers. Thanks to Nico, and thanks for watching.